It's time for a Drum Talk TV Music Industry News Desk Report.
Strap yourself in, void where prohibited, batteries not included, not available. State of shock.
There you go. Now you know. How's it going? One somewhat stranger to the News Desk Report. Steve's been on kind of recently, which is cool. Other people are just moving or busy or whatever, so we jumped in. Here we are. How you doing, Steve?
Good. How are you?
Good. I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully I won't be too rusty. But thanks for joining us, folks. We got all kinds of industry news, Drum Talk TV news, different things like that. But first,
Now it's time for
gosh, I had my speaker up like all the way. I already hear Anja loud enough. Thanks, Anja. All right, so I have an icebreaker. We start the show after the introduction with an icebreaker just to kind of break the ice. And it's not just for Steve to answer and for me to answer, but for you folks to answer in the comments, even if you're watching on the archive. So, Steve, what lineup of a band, because the band might still be around, but maybe not a particular lineup I'm going to ask about, what band / lineup that is not around anymore would be the one band to see live for you and for you viewers? One band, one lineup.
That's a good question. I guess maybe the Yes Union Tour lineup, if I could go back in time.
Oh, that's right. You didn't see that. I forgot.
Yeah, it didn't exist yet. Yeah.
You did, but somewhere else. Interesting. Wow. That was good. I did see it twice. Mine, I know so many people, and I don't blame them, but so many people say the Beatles. They're actually not the first one that came to mind. I would have loved to have seen Keith Moon, John Entwistle, Roger Daltrey, and Pete Townsend. That would be mine. I've seen Led Zeppelin, and I've seen my favorite lineups of Yes, except I didn't see them with Patrick. But yeah, that would be mine. That's my number one. Folks, let us know what yours are. You thought of yours pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I did also consider the classic lineup of, Anderson, Squire, Howe, Wakeman, and White, but I figured that they're both in the Union lineup as well, so,
That's a nice cheat. So you never saw them? I guess
no.
not.
Yeah, because my first Yes concert was
Benoit.
2009, by which point they had Benoit and Oliver.
Yeah, that's right. Still a great show. Great album.
Yeah,
touring as
for
well.
sure.
Yeah.
All right. So now for this next segment, we'll be talking about stuff that happened on August 22nd in different years. So it's this day in music.
It's time for This Day in Music History. Why not the whole week? Because we'd be here forever.
That's right. Yeah, we don't want to be here forever.
Cool. Let's see. We've got let's see how Dan does with the Norwegian name. In 2003, Kjell Henning Bjornstad, a Norwegian Elvis impersonator, that makes sense, set a world record by singing Elvis hits nonstop for over 26 hours. I'd love to know how he took care of his voice leading up to that and how he sustained it during it. That's very interesting. The previous record was held by British fan Gary J, who sang for 25 hours, 33 minutes, and 30 seconds. So he didn't have too much longer to push. Like, what's another 26 and a half minutes, right?
Yeah, man, that is a long time.
Yeah, but I'm real curious. How did his voice hold up? I'd love to hear the first song and the last song. And however it held up, what did he do? I've heard different things for that. Honey, lemon water, gargle with salt, all kinds of things. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe it's something to look into.
Yeah.
In 1999, former Spice Girls member Geri Halliwell scored her first UK #1 solo single with Mi Chico Latino. The song was the second single from her debut album, Schizophonic. Hollowell split from the Spice Girls in May 1998, announcing her departure just 9 days before the group was set to start a North American tour.
Cool. And in 1979, on this date, August 22nd already, Led Zeppelin's album Into the Outdoor, great title, was released in the US. The last album released while all four members were alive. Fool in the Rain was released as a single in the US, and the entire album has been certified 6 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America for US sales over 6 million copies. Are you much familiar with that album, Steve?
I mean, I went through their discography a while ago, so I have heard it, but I cannot tell you what the track list is, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was curious how familiar you are with the material. In my opinion, Carousel is the most progressive song they've ever done. If we were to say which leans toward progressive rock, I think we talked about this on Yes Shift once.
Yeah.
That maybe Kashmir does, In My Time of Dying, possibly, even though it's bluesy. But this album was kind of different, and for a lot of reasons. But what's very notable about it is when it came out, and I still have mine, original release, it came out in a brown paper bag wrapper with a stamp on it that said Led Zeppelin Into the Outdoor. And you didn't know which cover you got because they had a scene and they had like 6 or 7 different camera angles of the same scene. And the idea was to see how many you buy. So I wonder how many of those sales were fanatics trying to collect all the different covers. That'd be an interesting statistic. And I don't think of it as cheating. I think of it as very creative marketing. It made it a collectible immediately. And I don't know if anyone had ever done that before.
Yeah, interesting. So in 1970, Bread went to #1 on the US singles chart with Make It With You, the group's only #1 hit. The song hit #5 in the UK and was covered by many artists like The Supremes, Aretha Franklin, Earth, Wind and Fire, and others.
That's crazy. I mean, if you can write a song like that that's covered by those artists, you've done something. And
Yeah.
I bet most people are less familiar with the original version, and that happens sometimes.
Yeah, like it definitely varies from song to song, but yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, I think we learned in one of our game shows that Aretha Franklin was not the original author of Respect. It was might have been Sonny Rollins. I don't know, but that stuff has happened in the past for sure. Then we've got back to 1970, Creedence Clearwater Revival. CCR started a 9-week run at #1 on the US album chart with their record Cosmo's Factory. The band, and that's Cosmos as in possessive, not plural. The band rehearsed in a warehouse in Berkeley, and when frontman John Fogerty insisted on practicing nearly every day, drummer Doug Cosmo Clifford began referring to the place as the factory. So that's how the title came up. Quite interesting.
Yeah. And I looked it up. So apparently Respect was by Otis Redding and later rearranged by Aretha Franklin. So there
Thank
you
you.
go.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Elvis. So in 1969, the Beatles met in John Lennon's home in Tittenhurst Park, England, for their final ever photo session. 3 shots from this session, taken by Ethan Russell, were used to form the front and back covers of the Capitol compilation album Hey Jude. Yoko Ono, Lennon's wife, if for the 3 of you who don't know, and Linda McCartney, who was very pregnant and would give birth to her and Paul's daughter 6 days later, were included in some of the photos.
That's pretty pregnant.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
funny, when I saw that in parentheses, I thought, yeah, who doesn't know that? But then I did think of some people who I won't mention because I don't want it to sound like I'm dissing them, who might be of the age and out of that sphere of that type of music, even though it's very much a pop culture and historical thing. That historic or historical? You know what I mean? That maybe
Right.
they don't know. So, but it's funny that you said that. I thought
Yeah.
of those three people.
All right.
All right, in 1968, Ringo Starr quit the Beatles during sessions of the White Album because the constant bickering and tensions were too much for him. That's right, drummers have little tolerance for that, folks. Come on, lead singers and guitar players. His departure was kept secret. It was kept secret at the time, and he returned to the sessions on September 3rd that year. After Ringo left, the other members recorded back in the USSR with Paul on drums and John on bass. I wonder during that week, 2 weeks or whatever, Steve, if Ringo, like what happened? I wonder who talked to him. Did he come back with a different perspective? How much did it change? What went on from there? Because like, how do you leave a band like that? At that point, they were, mega stars, but it happens. We've seen it over and over.
Yeah, and I mean, in that Get Back miniseries, there's also that bit where I think maybe George left for a little bit, but
Absolutely.
yeah, with a band that popular, if word had gotten out that Ringo left, like lots of people would have panicked and lost their minds. Whereas with other bands who are still in high stature, but not like Beatles level, it's like, lineup changes are pretty routine these last several decades,
They are. Yeah, I think that news that you just referred to would be probably akin second to Orson Welles' broadcast of War of the Worlds or something. People pushing furniture and leaping out of windows behind it or something.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy news for back in the day.
Yeah.
And then we've got
1964, the Supremes started a 2-week run at number 1 on the US singles chart with Where Did Our Love Go? The group's first number 1, Holland Dozier Holland, originally composed the song for the Marvelettes, who rejected the song.
Imagine how they felt.
Yeah, it's something similar, I think, happened recently in like the film industry, where I think maybe it was the movie Weapons, where like I think Jordan Peele and his team wanted the script, but then someone else got it. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, like something like that, where it's like, man, we tried getting the script, but like someone else got it and it was a hit. So
yeah. Plus, Chuck Norris rejected being Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first 3 movies. So imagine how he felt.
Thank God it wasn't him then. So
I'm kidding. But the thing is, anyone who like rejects a script, whether it's a director or an actor or actress, anyone that doesn't take a song from a composer and it goes to someone else, doesn't mean they would have had the same success. So it's important to give the artist who performed it that credit, right?
Yeah, that's true. The performance is part of what shapes the thing. So yeah, who knows what the outcome would have been.
Absolutely. If the Beach Boys did Close to the Edge, might not have been as epic. Who knows? Or it might have been
how would that even sound?
I don't know. Well, they got the vocals for it, as far as a choir goes. So I don't know. I just pulled that out of my ear. And then back when I was 7 months old on this day, 1963, Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas went to number 1 on the UK chart with Bad to Me, written for them by John Lennon while he was on holiday in Spain. Well, was he on holiday if he's writing music? The track later became the first Lennon-McCartney song to hit the US top 40 charts for an artist other than the Beatles. Very interesting. That's a neat bit of trivia right there.
Yeah, and I think you would have been a little more than 4 months old there, since.
I thought he said 7.
You did say 7, which was wrong, but
I see what you're saying. April, May, June, July. Oh wow, you're right. No wonder I don't remember it.
Right. But now let's talk about some Drum Talk TV stuff.
Let's see what's in the news at Drum Talk TV. Yeah.
Wow, you made those drum sounds without having drumsticks or a drum set with you right now.
Hey, I got it going on. 55 years of playing. I could just think it and it happens now.
Nice.
And it's still sloppy.
All right. So this past Tuesday, we had a music history trivia game show focused on reunions. The next game show will be Tuesday, September 16th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern US times. And the topic is best of 60s, 70s, and 80s live albums.
And we're going to keep, we haven't discussed this, so I'm just going to bring that up because I love the theme. That embodies an incredible amount of live music. I mean, Cream, maybe Elvis, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, yes, Genesis again, then Genesis. We can go on and on and on. But my question is, what if it's a live album that didn't surface until the 90s or 2000s or something? Do we count it? If it was recorded then, but it didn't come out?
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
That could be the. Oh, I shouldn't give it away. I hold on a sec. I can talk.
Oh yeah, I think I know what idea you have. So yeah, but yeah, that'll be interesting to do, and we'll post about it as it gets closer.
Yeah, and the game shows are fun, folks. Check them out. Get away from all the stuff on your scroll and the news and the arguments at the family table. You can bring them to the game. Just don't argue with them. They truly are a lot of fun. So watch for that. You can go to Drum Talk TV Brilliance.com and look at our calendar. You could sign up for free. In fact, just for funskies, let's put that up there for a bit, Steve, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And they can learn about. Okay. And the winner's announcement for our recent Steve Gadd Tribute Drumming Challenge will take place Tuesday, August 26th at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Those are U.S. times, of course. That'd be 10 p.m. UK. It'll be broadcast live on Drum Talk TV's Facebook page and YouTube. And then we will reach out to the winners. And what we do, folks, this week, we score it. And I basically read off who won. We give away gift certificates to their favorite, I almost said restaurants, for their favorite music stores. And it's a lot of fun. So we'll get to see who won.
Yeah, I wonder what restaurants they would choose if that was an option.
Right.
Makes me think. But yeah, and there are also 3 current ongoing challenges this month over on drumtalktvbrilliance.com, where first, second, and third place winners can win music store gift certificates, like you said, worth up to $125 and a chance to be interviewed on Drum Talk TV. One of these is the Joey Jordison challenge, and the other is a startup challenge. Those have been extended to August 31st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific US time. And we also have the Ginger Baker challenge. That's a newer one, but first off, here's a video about the Joey Jordison challenge. Let me just, I almost accidentally exited out of this, but I got it here. Drum Talk TV Brilliance presents the Joey Jordison Tribute Drumming Challenge. Submissions window now extended through August 31st, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Pacific US time. Play along to tracks featuring the legendary Slipknot drummer, whether they be from that band, Scar the Martyr, Murder Dolls, many possibilities. First, second, and third place winners can win a gift certificate to their favorite music store, as well as a free Drum Talk TV shirt. Shirts only ship in the US. And first place will have the chance to be interviewed live on Drum Talk TV. The tracks you play along to must be the officially released versions. They will not get muted or pulled from a platform. Record your videos horizontally. Once done, submit in our membership site, which has a free tier and a premium tier. Free members can send in 2 videos, premium members can send in however many they want. Your videos will be reviewed and graded on accuracy, fan praise, and sound. For the fan praise factor, invite people to comment the word vote under each video they like. The judging criteria is explained further on the submissions page. Go to drumtalktvbrilliance.com and join the fun.
Absolutely. Cool. And then we've got the Started Up Challenge. This is for instrumentalists of all kinds, not just drummers. Basically, play an ostinato. For those of you who are not musicians or don't know, ostinato is a repeating pattern with your instrument to mimic the sound of a motor starting up. And Steve's going to pop in a video so you kind of get an idea what we're talking about if you haven't seen these.
Now extended through August 31st, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Pacific US time. Join the Started Up Challenge at drumtalktvbrilliance.com for a chance to win prizes. This is not just for drummers. Pretend you're starting a motor and then play some sort of ostinato on your instrument. If you submit a video like this, or like this, you could win a first, second, or third place gift certificate to a favorite music store, as well as a free Drum Talk TV shirt, only shipping in the US. First place can also have a Drum Talk TV interview. Judging criteria will be based on the following: 50% creativity, 30% playing skills, and 20% fan praise. Invite people to comment the word VOTE under your video. To get in on the challenge, you can be a free member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance and submit up to 2 videos, or become a premium member and submit as many as you'd like. So join the fun and show us what you got. Yeah, go ahead and submit to these challenges, folks. And lastly, we have the Ginger Baker tribute drumming challenge running through August 31st. Play along to tracks featuring him from any era of his long music career. Here's a video with the details right now. Drum Talk TV Brilliance presents the Ginger Baker Tribute Drumming Challenge running until August 31st, 2025, 11:59 p.m. Pacific US time. For his birth month, play along to tracks featuring the legendary drummer. First, second, and third place winners can win a gift certificate to their favorite music store, as well as a free Drum Talk TV shirt. Shirts only ship in the US. And first place will have the chance to be interviewed live on Drum Talk TV. As per our rules, the tracks you play along to must be the officially released versions. No need to worry about them getting taken off our platform. Whether they be from Cream, Ginger Baker's Air Force, his solo work, Hawkwind, pretty much any official track he's played on. Record your videos horizontally. Once done, submit in our membership site. Free members can send in 2 videos. Higher level members can send however many they want. Your videos will be reviewed and graded on accuracy, sound, and fan praise. For the fan praise factor, invite people to comment the word VOTE under each video they like. The judging criteria is explained further on the submissions page. Go to www.drumtalktvbrilliance.com and join the fun.
And I'm changing my answer to the icebreaker question.
Okay.
It would be Cream ahead of The Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, duh. What the was I thinking? Yeah, that'd just be amazing. And I'm not just saying that because we're celebrating Ginger's birthday this month. It's the truth. They were a jam band. Led Zeppelin got that from them, I believe. And there's some ripping stuff there. That's what we hear in the background there. That wasn't a song. They're jamming. It's extended stuff going on in a song. And it would just be amazing to have seen them live. And if you don't know what the icebreaker question was, folks, because you joined us late, go back to the beginning when we're done, check it out and put your answer in the comments. All right. And yesterday, wow, that was yesterday. It feels like 4 days ago. Yesterday, we had a Q&A, fan Q&A session in the membership site with Uriah Heep drummer Russell Gilbrook, which you can access the archive of in the Q&A archives as a premium member of drumtalktvbrilliance.com on Thursday, August 28th. So excited about this. Drummers, you should be too. August 28th, 12 p.m. Pacific, we're having Peter Erskine of, Weather Report, Steps Ahead. He also toured with Steely Dan, did so much other work. Amazing drummer and has done so much for the drumming community. So join us. You get to ask the questions. And then if you're not a premium member and just want to register for the Q&A, there's an option for what we call a gig pass for only $7 if you just want to come for that one event. And if you have a question, you get to be put up on the screen with Peter. Ask the question, he'll answer. Then it's someone else's turn. I'm sure you drummers may have some questions for Pete.
Totally. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And another great reason to become a premium member is you'll have the option to join the Drum Talk TV Brilliance Ambassadors program. Premium members refer people with a code for them to use at sign up, and your reward is $10 per sign up. And here's a video explaining all of that.
Hey everybody, Dan here from Drum Talk TV and Drum Talk TV Brilliance. Hey, how would you like to make bank by being a premium member of Drum Talk TV Brilliance? It's easy. Like, you're a music fan, right? That's why you joined. How many other music fans do you know, right? So what if they got a discount for joining if you referred them and you got $10 for each one you refer? I mean, you'd pretty much have to be a doofus like this to miss out on something like that, right? Because being fellow music fans, we all know fellow music fans. So go ahead, invite your friends with your own code. We'll tell you how in a minute. But that way you can enjoy things like our live stream concerts, our fan Q&As with big artists, producers, and record executives, our twice-a-month game shows, and other fun things in Drum Talk TV Brilliance with your friends while giving them a discounted invitation, and you make bank. So there you go. So follow the link in this post. If you're not already a premium member, become a premium member. And if you are a premium member, you'll get an email real soon to show how to get your own invite code where you can tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends. Tell 20 friends. That's $200. Wait, what? You'd have to be like this to miss out on that. You're not like that, are you? Invite your friends. Let's have some fun together. Healthy escapism away from the nonsense and the drama and the craziness online on social. Join us, Drum Talk TV Brilliance. We're here for the fun of it. Oh, and at any time, you can become a premium member, refer your friends, and make some bank. There you go. Join us. Before this news broadcast today, I did an episode of Under the Influence with Lou Calderola, and I talked about ginger baker and cream. And after this news broadcast at 1:30 p.m., it's actually at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, Janice Yang and I will do an episode of Drumming Injury Talk, this time focused on the nervous system. And Janice has a really neat program that she puts up on the screen where basically it's the anatomy of the human body. She can peel away layers of tissue, muscle, bone. So she's going to get all the way down to the nervous system. And we're going to talk about what causes certain injuries to nerves from drumming and why. And not just that, if you have questions about carpal tunnel, bursitis, arthritis, tendonitis, anything at all, she's happy to answer those questions. So join us for that.
For sure. And last Monday's Yes Shift episode, which you and I did, focused on the 45th anniversary of the Drama album. It will also be featured on next Monday on one of my Steven's Vinyl Adventures episodes, August 25th, I think at noon Pacific. I'm pretty sure I don't have anything conflicting then. And that'll also be a nice way to tie into like Jeff Downes's upcoming birthday since he's on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before that, on Saturday, the 13th, noon Pacific, so tomorrow, we'll broadcast an episode talking about the next prog stock. So that'll be really cool. Get some neat info about that. And then we have Miguel Falcao on Sunday, the 24th, to look back at Play for Chris 11, the recent, tribute to the late Chris Squire, who passed away 10 years ago. And you and I were both able to take part in that. So it'll be fun talking about the submissions there and whatnot.
There's always some really interesting surprises of pieces being completely reimagined. And not one of them have I seen and gone, as some people might go, oh my gosh, how could they do that? That's blasphemy. You take a Yes song and do just about anything with it, and it's beautiful,
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think like what would be an interesting Yes song to do completely on like a xylophone or something.
Well, I was just funny. I was just
On there.
thinking Sound Chaser with the xylophone, bagpipes, a jug bass.
Yeah, bagpipe sound chaser.
Exactly.
But now let's take a moment to reflect on a couple of recently departed people.
And now a moment to acknowledge those who have passed.
It's interesting. I was just talking about this gentleman maybe a couple weeks ago, I think. Ronnie Rondell Jr., a veteran Hollywood stuntman, best known for being set on fire for the cover of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here album. Rondell Jr. passed away on Tuesday, August 12th at a senior living facility in Osage Beach, Missouri. His family announced, according to the Hollywood Reporter article from the 16th. And there's some interesting information about there, Steve, about that cover and the shoot. That picture we see, the one that got used, was one of quite a few that were taken, because how long can you stay set on fire, right, and stay safe? And for those who don't know, his hair was on fire. He had probably a gel like Sterno, if I remember right, combed into his hair. It's one of the most iconic album covers ever. And great looking guy, even in his older age.
Yeah, and he's also done some other like movie related stuff. But yeah, in the world of music, Wish You Were Here is one of those really iconic album covers. It's just unforgettable,
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have, let me just share the image real quick. Okay. So, according to Atlanta News First, the night of Wednesday, August 20th, former Mastodon guitarist Brent Hines died in a motorcycle crash in Atlanta, Georgia. According to police, quote, the driver of a BMW SUV failed to yield, making a turn at the intersection of Memorial Drive and Boulevard, unquote. He was 51 years old. Man, that's really unfortunate. It's, you have these vehicle related incidents and they, some lives are gone just too soon,
Yeah, and you got to watch out for people on bikes, bicycles and motorbikes. It's just, you got to watch out for them. What a shame. So young, too. Gosh.
Right. Yeah.
They're so good. Leaves a wonderful legacy of music behind.
Yeah. So our hearts go out to any friends and family, connected to either of these recently departed people.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah. So now we'll get into some music industry news.
Now let's see what's been going on this week in the music industry.
Sorry. All right. From NBC New York. Billy Joel's beloved motorcycle shop on Long Island, New York, is closing down after nearly 15 years of offering fans a free peek at his personal collection of dozens of bikes. The music icon will be shuttering 20th century cycles on Oyster Bay in late September and auctioning off his collection later this year because of a brain disorder he has been diagnosed with, according to spokesperson Claire Mercury. What a shame.
Yeah, I'm not being super knowledgeable about Billy Joel's activities outside of music. This was the first time I heard about his motorcycle shop, but I imagine that people must have gotten some neat stuff from there and had some memorable visits.
Yeah, I'd love to look into his collection and see what weird things he had and maybe even vintage bikes. That'd be cool.
So former
hoping he feels better.
Sorry. Oh yeah, definitely. Former REO Speedwagon frontman Kevin Cronin has been touring with the Kevin Cronin Band since REO Speedwagon officially broke up last year, though most of the lineup is the same. After the tour wraps August 24th in Milwaukee, Cronin says he won't be able to keep his current touring crew. He said, "That is probably one of the most difficult parts about this whole thing." And he said this to Ultimate Classic Rock. My plan was always to keep the organization together, but there are challenges around that are just overwhelming, and I couldn't promise the crew that I could afford to keep them. It's heartbreaking for me, but at the same time, I love them and I want what's best for them. I've told them all, if you need a reference, you've got my number. Cronin said he may still be able to book a few shows with his backing band, but it's harder without the REO Speedwagon brand name and logo. The group split due to irreconcilable differences between Cronin and bassist Bruce Hall, and their relationship further soured when REO alumni reunited without Cronin for a special retrospective performance in June in the group's hometown of Champaign, Illinois. Yeah, it can be tough. Like, there's some bands, up and coming ones, but even ones that have people who've been in very popular bands, and it's like if they don't have the brand recognition and can't like use it that much or if at all, it can be tough when it comes to getting the different venues and such, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an interesting turn of events. Wonder what Kevin's going to do next.
Yeah.
On August 17th, over on X, Nikki Sixx answered fan questions. When asked if there were any Motley Crue shows scheduled for next year, he said, "Nothing on the books so far. This did fuel fan speculation on whether retirement is in the future, though we do not know anything for certain." Another fan asked if he'd write another book, and he said, "Always." It is like kind of late in this year for something to not be on the books already for next year. There's many artists that book a year to two ahead of time, so they get the venue, they get the travel, they get the hotel. It's very complicated. Most bands don't wait to the last minute unless they're adding dates or something.
Yeah, sometimes I do see like maybe a few months ahead of time, but then again, maybe that's just the announcement, and I don't know how far ahead of the announcement they book things. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, if anything, maybe late 2026 could be an option, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Interesting.
So this next one is from Billboard. Liam Gallagher has announced he will no longer be throwing his tambourine or maracas into the crowd during Oasis concerts, citing safety concerns after multiple fan injuries. The decision comes amid the Britpop band's highly anticipated Live 25 reunion tour. The announcement follows a recent incident at London's Wembley Stadium where a 42-year-old woman was injured after catching Liam's maracas. The woman initially caught the instrument but was then tackled by two men who wrestled it away from her, according to the Metro UK. She later shared photos of her injuries with British media outlets. Yeah, that's really messed up. Like,
that is so messed up. And who would stand by and
material object, and you're beating someone up over it? Like,
especially a woman? I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, and I do also understand, the safety thing of, throwing objects into a crowd. It's like you don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I even think back to in classic concerts, people would do the thing of like maybe throwing a sweat rag or something, and it's like I wouldn't be as into that, especially like in terms of like health concerns and whatnot.
Right.
So it's better to err on the side of safety. So yeah.
Gosh, that's just crazy. From Ultimate Classic Rock, Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening has extended its current tour through late November. The group's latest concerts have celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Led Zeppelin classic double album, Physical Graffiti. The band leading drummer, son of Led Zeppelin's drummer, the late great John Bonham, has added more than 24 dates to his group's tour, with a starting date in mid-October and running through the end of November. The tour has gone through a few California locations this week and will continue through North America, ending in Hollywood, Florida on November 26th. Good for him.
Yeah, when I saw this, I looked up the tour dates. Apparently, they were in Anaheim last night, but it was like
Oh
sold
wow.
out. So, yeah.
I saw him when was this? We still lived in Vegas, so it was 9.5, 10 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, at the now gone House of Blues on Sunset. It was really good. It was fun. It was great to see him too, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the son of John freaking Bonham, or it's John Henry Bonham, but you know, so it was neat to see him, and it would have been neat just to see him, you know, like signing a book at a record store, but to see him doing his dad's thing and was really cool.
Yeah, very cool that he's keeping that going.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Uh,
very good, but I think no, I'm just kidding. Jason's great.
right. And we read this next bit in Syracuse. Kansas announced Wednesday that Scott Bernard is now officially a new member of the group. Bernard, who has worked with Kenny Loggins, Michael McDonald, Alan Parsons, Richard Marx, Al Stewart, and Joe Bonamassa, has been filling in for original guitarist Rich Williams, who will remain an official member. Williams said in a statement, "Scott Bernard is a fantastic player, a great guy, and is my hand-picked choice to help carry on the legacy of the band Kansas. I'm not stepping down nor retiring, but I am slowing down." According to Ultimate Classic Rock, the lineup change comes after Kansas wrapped its tour dates with another band called 38 Special. Kansas has more than 30 additional concerts scheduled this fall. Williams famously lost his right eye in a childhood fireworks accident and wears an eye patch after years of using a prosthetic eye. He says, "Macular degeneration has made travel increasingly difficult to the point where it impedes my ability to get to as many shows as I want. I will still be at and perform at as many concerts as I can." So it's nice that they're, you know, expanding the roster to cover their bases, and
Yeah.
I think that's happened at least a couple other different times the last couple years. You know, they'll need someone to sub for maybe even a few shows, so they're a well organized, well working machine, and they play the music so incredibly still.
Absolutely. You saw them not long ago.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago it was. Yeah, I think it was at the Orpheum here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. I remember you going to see them. Yeah. And when Jason Gianni subbed for on drums, Rich wasn't there. So that kind of those are some signs that this was, you know, going to be happening
Mm,
or was already happening, is what I mean, you know.
right.
Yeah, interesting. Chad Smith has just announced the launch of the Chad Smith Foundation, created to support the next generations of musicians through scholarships, helping students pursue different musical paths from performance to education and beyond, equipment, donating quality instruments and audio gear to underfunded music programs, giving young musicians the tools they need, education, providing lesson plans, learning materials, and hands-on instruction to strengthen and expand music education. To quote Chad, he says, "I believe every kid, no matter where they came from, deserves the chance to explore their musical potential and find their voice. The Chad Smith Foundation is about opening doors, removing barriers, and helping young talent flourish." That is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So from The Guardian, the classic 1995 music documentary series, The Beatles Anthology, is being remastered by Peter Jackson's production companies and will stream on Disney Plus later this year. As well as digitally enhanced versions of the original 8 episodes, there will be a brand new 9th episode created from previously unseen behind-the-scenes footage of Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr coming together around the release of the original series. It will be accompanied by an album featuring session outtakes, previously unreleased demos, and other rare recordings, curated by Martin's son Giles. Anthology 4 includes new mixes of the singles originally released to accompany the Anthology TV series, Free as a Bird and A Real Love, featuring demixed John Lennon vocals used by the song's original producer, Jeff Lynne. Giles Martin has also remastered the 3 original Anthology albums, released in 1995 and 1996. The project will be released in November alongside an updated version of the Anthology book. That's cool that they're adding a 9th episode. You know, it's kind of crazy that the Beatles lasted like a decade and we're still getting new-ish content out of that, you know?
You know, and it seems like every day in music news, the Beatles are in the news. This song was released, this song scored this on the charts, this guy did that. Like, it's like every day.
Yeah, I mean, their history is very well documented, and you know,
no pun intended,
keep track of like all the different dates and are like Beatles historians, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Carl Palmer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Asia, and of course the Carl Palmer Emerson, Lake and Palmer Experience on social media yesterday said that a U.S. West Coast run of the ELP Legacy shows is being worked on for April 2026. More specific details are expected soon. And on a related note, ELP Legacy guitarist Paul Bialotowicz announced today on socials that Leah Bluestein will no longer be drumming for his other band, Nosferatu, live. He says they wish her every success with what we know will be an incredibly bright future. And while we're sad to be parting ways with Leah, we are hugely excited to welcome the one and only Steven Shinder. What? No, just kidding. Greg Bendian to the Nosferatu live family. He has toured and recorded with Pat Metheny, Ornette Coleman, Todd Rundgren, Jan Hammer, Mike Keneally, John Zorn, the Mahavishnu Project, and more. Dude apparently has some chops. That's awesome. Congrats, Paul and Leah.
Yeah, and Nosferatu live. Yeah, congrats to everyone.
That's cool. And Carl, I'm hoping you come through Phoenix. If not, I'm going to have to go to SoCal and see you with Steve.
Yeah, I think it's been 7. Well, by then it'll be 7 years since I saw his ELP Legacy band on the Royal Affair tour.
Well, then how long ago was it that I saw him when they opened for Yes and I interviewed Alan?
Yeah, I think you saw them in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they've been to if Carl's band has been to the West Coast since 2019, or unless he maybe stopped there while I was living in Bakersfield, maybe, but certainly not within the last literal couple years, I don't think. So yeah, I might have to try to see one of those West Coast shows if one of them's near me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll make the trip.
Yeah.
A reminder of what's coming up soon on Drum Talk TV.
Alrighty, so folks, thanks for tuning in, and remember to attend our live virtual Q&A with Peter Erskine Thursday, August 28th, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. You can do so by going to drumtalktvbrilliance.com and either get a gig pass or become a premium member, with the latter option allowing you to see future Q&As while you're a member, and also access archived Q&As and virtual concerts.
Absolutely. And going forward, these news desk reports that were typically at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. times are now going to be at 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern time, still on Fridays. Shylee will be back with a guest host. Thanks for stepping in, Steve, with me to cover for her. And so you tune in August 29th with Shylee and a surprise guest host, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.